we have Suhel Seth, a columnist, also Advaita Kala is joining us, an author. Suhel, I'm going to come to you first. Few hours of rain and your Millennium City is turning into a Venice. I didn't even ask you to come to the studios today. I'm not sure if you can even come out. So I have only one question for you, Suhel. Have you bought a boat?
No, and I would never come to your studio because you're in Noida. I'd have to cross 3 state lines. And jokes apart, I mean, you might find this funny, and it is ironic. It's dark humor, if I can call it that. It's not about me buying a boat or Advaita buying a boat. It's about what the common citizen has to go through daily because of a bunch of imbeciles who are running the administration. Because of an inept chief minister, and not just the present one, the previous one as well, who, by the way, has been promoted to the union cabinet, Thakkar. It's a shit show, pardon the French. And no one wants to do anything because there's no empathy left. There's no shame. You know, when empathy and shame disappear, accountability is the only casualty. Because then you're not accountable. You don't really care what people think, what people feel, what people want. Because all those 3 variables are missing from your life. And I'm amazed that this happens year after year. We have the same television programs, albeit with different anchors perhaps, but it's the same thing.
Absolutely.
No one seems to care. No one seems to learn. There are no lessons. This is more like Alice in Wonderland, where the lessons lesson from lesson to lesson. So the point I'm making is there's no point showing 100 crore homes and, you know, fancy cars, because then you're doing a grave injustice to the common citizen. And it is not important whether people live in 100 crore homes or 30 lakh homes. Everyone must be given the right of dignity of living. You cannot have people being electrocuted to death. You can't have ambulances unable to reach hospitals with emergency services totally missing. People are going for chemo. People are going for platelet transfusions. People are going for emergency surgery, medical help. None of this is working. So, you know, Mohan can say whatever the hell he wants, and that in itself is an indictment of not only himself, but the entire civic administration. So today you have a situation where you might say millionaire's mile. That's irrelevant. You see, there's no point contrasting the rich and the poor. That's not the debate. The debate is whether people have the right to live a normal life. Today what we are seeing in Gurugram is abnormality which has been created by governments. It is not an abnormality by nature. Every year we know that there's going to be a monsoon. It isn't a surprise. Every year we know that it's going to flood because drainage, sewage has never been taken into account. You had a builder, developer, politician, administrator Nexus way before the BJP came to power. So for the Congress Johnnies to say, oh, it's the BJP's fault, no. Hammam mein sab nange hain, as they always are in a Turkish bath. The point is
I agree
that
with
the
you
BJP should have been more accountable.
It's not about politics, it's about civic apathy, and that I think everyone will agree with you. Regime after regime, rule after rule, party after party has failed the people. But the reason we are talking about the millennial, the millionaire's mile, for example, Advaita, because the truth is that Gurugram is the highest tax-paying city of Haryana. That's the amount of taxes that people who are living what Suhel calls a shit show. I shouldn't be. However, this visual really speaks for itself. And that is the problem, Advaita. People are saying, this is what we are paying for. That's the amount they are paying.
Before Advaita says one thing, Meghna, before Advaita starts, just one comment here.
Go ahead, Suhel.
And this is a piece of advice because you're much younger. The moment you say millionaire's mile, you will make these jokers unaccountable. Because they say, rich ko hum log kyun parwah kare? Our vote bank is the poor or the less privileged. Don't fall for that trap. Because that is the bait they're waiting to bite.
Okay, but it's also the image that we are putting out with this. We want our Disneyland there, but nonetheless, Advaita, come in.
No, I mean, it's all true. It's all true. Be it poor, be it rich, be it billionaire, everybody is suffering. I mean, there is no greater equalizer than the Gurugram during the rains. Doesn't matter what car you have, whether you're on foot, whether you're in a car, you can still sink into the water and there's nobody out there who's going to help you. That's the fact of the matter. And I find it alarming that the police is saying that there wasn't enough coordination. What are they talking about? This happens every year. By now, they should have a blueprint on how to coordinate this. People come back from work at a particular time, every day. This is not rocket science. This doesn't need any predictive tools.
Absolutely.
These are facts of everyday living. And if you're still working out coordination, then I don't know why the top guys in these different departments should not be moved out of Gurugram, because they are not capable of handling a city like this and don't deserve to be in those positions. I think it's appalling that they're talking about coordination. My heart goes out to the traffic cops, like Suhel's pointed out earlier as well. They were the only guys out on the streets and actually doing something, despite the chaos. The others were nowhere to be seen. The MLA, the MP, the admin, nowhere. Where are they? I mean, people, you know, Meghna, these kind of things happen. This happened a month ago.
Yes.
And one said that, you know, will someone have to die for something to happen, for some action to take place? Well, 2 people died. One was electrocuted. And yet no action took place. So when even people dying is not enough for these people to act, then what do we do?
What to do, and that is the problem. Year after year, month after month now, we're having the same conversation. But Suhel, I'm going to circle back to you. As I was pointing out, after all, we are talking about Gurugram. It is home to about 250 Fortune 500 companies. You have the biggest brands of the world, the Google, Meta, Samsung, Microsoft. We can talk about everything about the ease of living of India. We can talk about the smart cities. And it's not just in Gurugram. This is what smart cities look like of India. If this isn't a red alert, I don't know what is.
So that is the point that is worth making. Today, the Prime Minister talks about a $4 trillion economy. We've just been subjected to ridiculous tariffs by the idiot Donald J. Trump. More than ever before, Brand India has to unveil its animal spirit, its potential, and its capability of traversing the world. In a situation like this, these visuals cause great damage to Brand India. And I said this before on the 18th of July at a function in Delhi. I said Gurugram is a national shame. I will amend it by saying it's an international shame. Tell me, if I'm working for Coca-Cola and I tell my principals in Atlanta that I can't come to work because all of Gurugram is flooded, what do you think goes in their mind? What travels in their mind? That's so pathetic is the situation in India. Tourists, investors, businesses want predictability. They want basic facilities available. Today you have many, many homes, whether rich, poor, indifferent, doesn't matter, who are surviving on diesel because of power outages. It's a terrible situation. You have people who spend 7 hours in a car.
Absolutely.
God forbid something happens. Who's accountable? Why was there no culpable homicide case registered against the administration when those 2 people died owing to electrocution?
Yes.
The point is not what we can do. The point is, why don't we do it? And we don't do it because there is no bloody shame. We don't do it because there is apathy. We don't do it because these guys aren't being arrested. We don't do it because these guys win election after election because we jokers vote them back. I certainly don't, but you know who I'm talking about.
Advaita, that's the problem. It's lack of complete shame. Lack of, it's not even apathy. It's beyond apathy. There is no shame anymore because they still get voted back to power despite this.
Right, they do. And look at Noida. Noida is doing fine. And look at Gurugram. And
you have the BJP chief minister, you have Yogi in UP, you have whoever it is in Madhya Pradesh, you have Indore there. So it's not a political party.
It's not political.
It's political party individual.
It's the will. It's the
intent. If Yogi was the Haryana chief minister, this problem would have been licked in 24 hours. I'm telling you now. Because he would have kicked ass.
Advaita?
You are a republic of Nexus. You can't kick ass.
Starts from the intent, which is lacking in the case of Gurugram. You are contrasting it with Noida.
It starts from the top. I think that's what Suhel said. It starts from the top. If you have a chief minister who you cannot mess around with, and who watches the TV and watches news and picks up the phone and starts raining heavily in the literal sense on these people, then things move, things happen. Here, they're just blaming each other again. That's all that's happening.
Crack the whip instead of the blame game. Crack the whip. Let things change on the ground for us to be able to at least see the ground. Very, very basic things we are asking for. Hold people accountable. Not just someone at the bottom, not just the small fish, the ones at top need to be held accountable. I think we can all agree on that. Thank you so much, Suhel Seth, as well as Advait Akala, for joining us. Pleasure having you guys on the show. With that, a short break. But this continues to be one of the top focus stories here on Times Now.